thing. I'm Tony. You guys introduce yourself.
Hey, I don't even know if it started yet, to be honest. So
really?
A lag. Yeah.
Oh, is it really?
A couple seconds.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it might have gotten you.
I think it got you, Tony. You're probably
I think
good.
it did. Yeah, you're good.
Okay.
So I'll just go first. This is me and Tawodi, the bird on my head. And we'll go with this guy.
Like I already said, I'm Matt from Gotham.
I didn't even say what I was. I just said this is me.
At least you stated the bird, okay?
Yeah, we all know the bird now.
Me too.
We all want the bird. That's all we want.
And I'm Terri, still the Green Lantern from Ola. And this guy is our host tonight.
Stop screwing up the morning.
I'm pointing the right way. You're screwing it up.
Oh, you're not.
Well, I think we're all different.
We might have to fucking chuck the pointing. We might have to get rid of that at some point. But
yeah.
All right, go ahead, Tony.
Jerry's here for me. So how you guys doing? We got this is my first episode. So we got Odd Taxi on the docket. We got one of my favorite movies, Blowout, on the docket. But first, let's start with some BS. You guys got anything new you guys want to talk about? Any new shows, movies?
I have two things I want to talk about. So I don't know if everybody knows, obviously, Tom Holland is in the new Uncharted movie coming out next Friday. But literally like 2.5 hours ago, I get another alert from Google saying he wants to star in a Jack and Daxter live action movie.
Shoot me. Fuck your shit.
And I'm Jack, or is he going to be Daxter?
Daxter.
He didn't say.
Daxter.
I don't think he could pull a good Jack unless it's like from the Precursor Legacy. Because older Jack, he's more edgy. He's more kind of a fuck you in your face. No, don't get Brad Pitt.
Yeah.
Get someone else other than Brad Pitt, not anyone else. God.
Wait, which one's the squirrel?
Daxter.
Yeah.
Okay.
Little Weasel.
Tom Holland would be a good Daxter.
We could get Tawodi to be Daxter.
You'd be perfect Daxter.
No, there's a bird.
Daxter bite?
Jack and Daxter.
Well,
it's a giant bird.
There's a thing. Well, there's a thing called acting. He's an actor. He's an auteur.
If Daxter bites, he's perfect for the role. I don't know.
I don't know. He bites me all the time.
I think it would be cool if we got a Jack and Daxter movie, just not with Tom Holland. He's getting too much power under his belt, and we need to pull it back some. Him playing Nathan Drake is a bit of a stretch for me, and I still don't know how I feel about Mark Wahlberg playing Sully. But the movie doesn't come out for another 9 or 10 days because they're probably going to show it on Thursday night. So maybe they were good team together, maybe not. I don't know, but I don't want him to play Jack.
He can't have two Naughty Dog franchises. He can't. No.
What do you mean? He's going to be in Ratchet and Clank next.
He's going to be in Last of Us, the movie.
Yeah. Aren't they making that a show?
Probably.
Last of Us. I think.
I feel like that.
Yeah,
that probably has.
They are.
That probably has the best chance of being good. I heard everyone that's seen early screenings of this Uncharted movie says it's a train wreck. So I'm a little scared.
Yeah. I had a feeling.
I'm not gonna watch
it's the wrong actors.
It's nothing against Mark Wahlberg or Tom Holland. I think they're both fantastic actors in their own rights for the right roles. Definitely not something like Uncharted.
Yeah, it's not the right people.
I personally would have cast. I can't think of the guy's name. I think it's Nathan Fillion, if I'm thinking of the right guy.
Yeah.
Nathan Drake. But Tom Holland, he fits more of the young Drake, not the prime Nathan Drake we all know and got used to.
I definitely agree with you. I said the same thing to Leah about Nathan Drake. I'm like, yeah, he could play like a teenager Nathan Drake, and then
Yeah,
kind of it, you know.
he's too baby faced. Nathan is more rugged.
Yeah.
And then hell, for Sully, we can get Matt's dad to play Sully.
Oh my
That
god.
would be better. That'd be a better
Tell him to
choice.
grow his mustache back.
See, and it would work.
Get Matt to play Sully.
And then I don't know if anybody here was a big fan of the Telltale games, The Wolf Among Us, but I saw that they're also having a trailer or some kind of video press conference about The Wolf Among Us 2 set to come out, which I'm very excited for because I love that first one to pieces.
I always wanted to try it, but I never got I always hear here and there with what's it called? What Telltale's games, and the last one I played was that Jurassic Park one, and it kind of threw me off. I'm I don't know if I'm gonna enjoy other ones with this.
That one was okay. That one was
I liked it a lot because it was more of you take fairy tales and throw them in fucking Harlem, New York. And so it's real grimy, kind of dark in some respects. The events that happen. I'm not gonna spoil it in case you want to play it or anybody else wants to play it. But definitely I would say that's a good one. Of course, The Walking Dead that everybody says is a good one. I heard mixed reviews about Batman and the Game of Thrones when they did.
I played the first Batman game. They made a second one with the Joker.
Mm.
The first one was all right. I liked it. The second one I haven't played, but they did a Back to the Future one, which was basically Back to the Future 4. I liked that one. The story was really good. The gameplay was it's whatever. It's Telltale, but the story was really good.
Yeah, I wasn't. I played Walking Dead. I really liked Walking Dead. I felt like the gameplay was enough. You felt like you actually were kind of interacting. The story was so good. I wasn't into the Game of Thrones one. I played that. I couldn't do it. I don't know.
Yeah, because it's I know for me, I played the first episode when it was for free on Xbox. So I was like, okay, this is kind of different. You have because Crispy, the comic book I sent you, Batman versus Bigsby. That's where he's from. The Wolf Among Us. He's
okay. I was really gonna ask you, is it like that? Because that's how the book. That's how that comic series is. It's in Gotham, and it's set up to be this grossed out and the werewolf feature and everything else. All right,
but
I may try to find a YouTube clip of all the footage play because I don't think I can play it on the. Is it on the 4 anymore, or was that 360 PlayStation 3 days?
It should still be on the 4, but I don't know because Telltale went under, I think, or they got subsidized by someone else. So it would be something we have to check.
All right,
but definitely it plays more into somewhat of the true stories of fairy tales, and it gives it just a modern spin. And just a fucked up fairy tale in a fucked up place in the world. So I'm excited for it.
That's cool.
Yeah, I've heard really good things about that one.
What you got, Matt?
What?
What do you have? BS.
What do you have?
I have what's it called? I don't really. It's not really big news. It's just something I was on. It was on what's it called? I was going through Instagram and other things, and I looked into it. The actor for that plays Jango Fett Boba Fett, he was stated that if they made a season, if they got re-upped for season 2 for Boba Fett, he wants to get Mace Windu put into season 2 and have a battle between them or something that happened between them in a way. but I don't think that's gonna happen. But we'll see how it happens with the it's
You never know.
the final week for the season finale for it. So I'm a little depressed about like how's the season finale already because it's just last week they just installed a character that's really big into this like whole plot now, and we're only gonna get one episode with him. It feels like where we should have at least 2 installments with this character because he's such a big character. They grabbed the character from back in Clone Wars actually. So if you know if you know that show, you know what I'm talking about probably.
Is it Asajj?
But
when you're talking,
what?
like every other frame, you're like you move.
Like frame by frame,
You look like
you're
a
doing the robot.
Yeah,
Like,
you look like a stop motion puppet. Yeah. You
Oh my!
look like Rudolph the
internet's
Red-Nosed
dropping.
Reindeer. What?
Well, my internet's dropping, so that's
Yeah,
what happened.
It doesn't look good.
So okay, so no, it just picked back up again. So if you didn't hear me, like I said, like the season, like we just brought in the character. So then, like, if you guys couldn't hear me with the internet dropping, do like the end of season 1, where last season week we just installed like a character from the Clone Wars. It's kind of big. He's doing the show, Josh. But yeah, like he wants to, have Mace Windu come in season 2. I don't think that's gonna be a possible thing because no one's really tried to install Mace Windu into anything else. But who knows? We may get Mace Windu.
I feel like
I can see
there
that.
was
oh, go ahead.
and then there was another video that was pretty funny because he asked like, which lightsaber would you have? And he said, I believe he said he would go blue. He's like, I'd rather not see a purple. I'd rather not see a purple one because last time I saw a purple one, my head got chopped off.
yeah.
So, he keeps. Well, it feels like he just keeps hinting because he's back into the Star Wars universe as Boba that he wants to have a Mace Windu interaction. So let's see what happens. I don't know. Would you guys want to see Mace Windu?
I would love to see Mace Windu, but I feel like if they bring in Mace Windu, they would have to bring in some of the other Jedi who were still there after Order 66. And even some of the key Republic players that were still kind of hanging around in Rebels.
True.
And I don't know how well that would kind of mix with what they've set up with Mandalorian and Boba Fett. We're not going to talk about the other 3 movies that they just did.
Yeah, well, that didn't happen yet with this show, so it's fine.
It's all in there together.
They might delete those from canon. I heard rumors they might erase them from canon. I don't know.
I keep hearing them too. Every year, it's another re-up of that rumor. It's like, oh, we're gonna delete them. Oh no, we're not deleting them. Oh no, we are deleting them.
Maybe they'll just ignore that whole timeline. They'll just like stay between Return of the Jedi and whatever the fuck it's called, A New Hope 2. What is it called?
It's Awakening.
Empire?
It took me a second.
No,
it took me a second. I almost said something.
I don't remember.
Yeah, Matt just said it.
The Force Awakenings.
The new
actually it took me a bit. I kind of wanted to call it A New Hope 2.
A New Hope 2, yeah.
That's basically what it was.
Yeah.
That's why I forgot the name.
The New Hope remake.
Maybe they'll just stick with this time period because no one cares about that time period anyway.
But the thing is with Star Wars, it's kind of funny. Like with this Mandalorian, they're kind of like breaking the foundation of like where this newer movies like were going towards. It feels like. Then at the same time, it's just like they have other plans of just saying fuck this universe that we're like this spot. We're going to another spot. In space, they're supposed to be doing like a series in outer space, like out. It's weird. It's stupid. It's outer space. It's more like outer galaxy. It's like more on the other side than where we are. Yeah, the outer rim of it. Yeah,
outer space. So it's outer.
Yes.
It's out of outer space.
Yeah, it's weird. They're trying to do
that's how
something
far
with
out it
those
is.
planets out there more further out than where we keep staying put.
Yeah, I don't want to see
But, like-
Tatooine anymore. I'm done with Tatooine.
Yeah.
Go to a
No,
new fucking
Yeah,
planet.
it's cool. You know,
Like,
that's where Boba Fett's doing his, rise to power. But what I really want to know is when are we getting the Obi-Wan series? Because I gotta know what
Yeah,
happens in there.
He's on Tatooine too, so what the fuck?
No,
No,
not
everything's on
fucking
Tatooine.
Tatooine, Matt.
Yeah, he is. He's watching
he is.
Luke. He's watching
Yeah.
over Luke.
Luke's
Episode
dead.
3.
No, he's a baby.
It's episode 3. He's just sitting on a rock. That's the episode. It's like 1 minute. Just, go Luke. Go Luke. And it's just a time lapse of him getting older and be like, then that's it. Just no, you bringing up that actually, it was pretty funny because I literally just watched a funny video yesterday of him. It's his actor play. He's doing an interview. It's like, did you just shave your beard so you don't get like fans coming up saying Obi-Wan Kenobi? Oh my god, Obi-Wan Kenobi. He's like, no, actually, yeah. He's like, no, actually, people don't really notice me that much. It's funny actually sometimes, but like, when they don't notice me, I chase them and I start screaming, "I'm Obi-Wan Kenobi! I'm Obi-Wan Kenobi!" I'm like, what? He's like, that. Scare the children, and I scare the children. I'm like, what the hell? And then he told him, so he was talking about a story where he chased after some kid that was like 15 that was in a car driving recklessly, and he had his daughter with him, and he just drove and made her embarrassed. And he's like, started screaming at the kid, and the kid said, "Holy fuck, that's Obi-Wan Kenobi!" to him. Oh, where's he now, Josh?
He's behind the
Where did
camera.
Bird go?
He's like on the computer.
Oh, nice.
Oh god.
Make sure he doesn't turn the stream off.
He
I got some game stuff.
He hung up my phone one time when I was on a phone call. He literally landed on my phone, hung up on it. Yeah, but that's another story. Go ahead.
Oh, so this, I don't know. Do you know anything about? I think it's called Lost Ark. Anyone know anything about this Lost Ark game? I think it's being developed. No, it's a different thing. I think it's a MMO ARPG, so kind of like a Diablo type game, and it's coming out. It's made by Amazon Studios. It's getting like super hyped. It's coming out like
it's not coming out PlayStation.
It might not be. I'm not quite sure, but I guess people are. Oh no, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Sorry, no, just go.
All right. I was just gonna. I think from what I've been seeing, the game's not even out, but people are making account. I guess the game's out in Russia, so people are making Russian accounts to like use like the sought after usernames and just take them up. So that's I thought that was kind of funny.
That's
because like one person can have like one username. So like I've seen like some of my friends are like making Russian accounts just to like take usernames because like like those types of games like the short usernames are sought after. But I don't know. That game is super interesting. I'm definitely looking into that.
So what's the backstory? What's the backstory?
What's of it?
Yeah,
I'm not quite sure, but it looks very similar to Diablo, and they got like I guess they put out like class trailers for all the classes, and people are like super interested in the classes. I'm gonna see if I can pull up some of the class names. It's like it's better than like the basic Demon Hunter and all that stuff.
So you're saying it's made by Amazon, right?
Yeah.
We're probably not going to see it on console, Jerry. That's going to be a PC only game. Sadly,
oh, don't worry. They'll realize the market that they're missing.
But it's Amazon, but Amazon, like the only thing Amazon's doing is adding itself to itself, like adding itself to games, like Warframe. Like it gives you perks. It doesn't actually give you things.
Oh, yeah.
And that's really it. And like Amazon Prime Gaming is mostly more PC than anything. I think you can probably do rentals for them. I tend to not tread that water with Amazon because Amazon's just like
Yeah.
just trying to reach out more, like reach.
Amazon's
Well-
pretty fucky when it comes to rentals.
Yeah.
Yeah, I never tried.
Well, this is
If the
like
bots could hold their comments until the end of the video, this is for the living carbon-based organisms.
Room
yeah.
bed,
Wait, we got to read this comment. It says,
room bed.
"Mom red." Okay.
Haha.
Red rum?
Rum.
I think they're trying to say room. Room red is their gamer
Vroom,
tag
vroom.
for
Oh, yeah, they got
Took the
the
Russian gamer tag already.
the Lost Ark. They got it.
Yeah.
Well,
Damn it.
do you guys play any of the Dark Souls games or anything like that?
I tried it one time years ago, and I died 15 times. I'm like, fuck this.
Yeah, that's
I
how I felt about the game.
Yeah, I tried.
I-
Okay, so I tried three. I failed. I tried playing that one game, The Lord of the Fallen. Failed hard. I got
Oh, yeah.
further, but failed horribly. Then I tried Bloodborne, and I just couldn't get past the fucking first level. So I said, "Fuck
Oh
this."
yeah, the cleric.
Then they
demon.
have the not even that.
Sekiro.
Just walking through the streets.
Oh
Couldn't make
no.
I wasn't thug enough. No, and then what's it called? Then the Mortal Shell.
Oh yep.
I got that one for free.
I didn't understand
Not
it,
in the
so I
face.
was like, no, thank you.
I like the purpose of that game. It just still Dark Souls too much, and the swinging ability is too fucking slow. That's all I have a problem with. If it was a lot faster paced, I'm done with the rolling games. You can't just make me keep rolling to get away from things. I'm not Sonic, and I'm not picking up my speed. I'm gonna get clapped. I don't need that.
Yeah. I love that. I don't know. I'm super into that type of game for some reason. I was just bringing it up because I think next week Elden Ring is coming out, and that's
Yes.
made by the
Yes.
Dark Souls people.
Yep.
And it's written. I think all the lore is written by George R.R. Martin, which is super intriguing.
He can't
What
fucking
the hell?
finish Game of
He
Thrones.
can't finish a book, but he'll finish a
Yeah.
game for just do he's actually doing side quests before he finishes the main story. Like,
Of course he is. He's got to figure out how to incorporate more pieces into the
I have
book.
I have a feeling he's gonna
Probably
die
fucking-
before he even finished that series.
Yeah.
that's definitely a concern. That happened with
That's great.
Berserk, which is really sad.
Yeah. But,
We don't talk
at
about
least he came back and started working on it years ago.
Yeah.
Oh, man. That's
I
really
was gonna
sad.
say
Yeah.
Elder Ring.
Elden
Our
Ring.
friend Jimmy, Elder Scrolls. Well, Elden Ring, like our friend Jimmy keeps giving us updates. He never told us about the whatever. I'm not gonna try.
The porn
I'm
man.
having a yes, floppy wiener dude. He never told us he was actually help writing the lore and everything to this game. So that's pretty freaking interesting. And there he goes again.
It's just all over the place.
I know
what he's
it's
doing.
well, like it's just I like the ideas of all these games. It's just that it doesn't work for me for some reason with the mechanics. It
Yeah.
kind of sucks. I wish I could put on bitch mode, like super bitch, so I can actually be like kneecap. Okay, I won.
kindergarten
Run
mode
away.
where I can have like assisted aims. Like, okay, you smack him in the kneecap and then you give him an uppercut to the Adam's apple.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Like I need like hand holding mode. All right, lead me through this shit. Like I need like that little guy from like Mario Kart to pick me up and bring me back and play.
Yep.
Oh yeah, Locky
That
too.
guy. Oh
Oh man.
no! All right, but that's
Yeah, that's all I got. Those
That's
are a couple
interesting.
things coming up. I'm excited for.
I know in
Yeah,
other
Josh, you got
game
anything?
news, there's Horizon Forbidden West coming out next Friday too.
Oh
and
yeah,
the trailers for that have been looking just sick. Because
is that the Gunslinger game.
No, that's so it's the one set into the dystopian future where things happen. I'm not gonna spoil it because it's like a huge plot twist in the game. But it's just really, it's a good. I didn't play it. My girlfriend played it, and I was trying to coach her through it. But I'm like, okay, if I'm gonna coach her through it, I might as well play. So I'm gonna let her do all her fuck ups and just watch her play the game.
Hey,
But
man.
to me, it's a really great game with a strong female lead. And this sequel is picking up like right where the first game left off. Maybe a year or two after, but not too long.
What game is this?
What game went?
Horizon Forbidden West.
Oh God! Why did I think something else when you
I don't
said
even
that?
know.
No,
I don't know what that is.
that's the one with the girl. It's with the girl that has, it's in the
With
like
the
Jerry said
ginger.
in the future.
Or,
With like she has robotic animals. She has to take over and like all that stuff and continue her storyline.
Oh, the battle.
Best
Angel?
game ever. I still need to play it. Still need to play
It's
it.
a
It's on
good
my
game.
list.
It's really good.
It's still on my freaking list. It was free. It was free plus for some reason. And I remember that. But it was supposed to, I thought it was in the collection when you get the PlayStation 5. It's in like this little, they give you like a PlayStation Plus bundle crap. And I thought it was in that. So I thought I could download it in that. I thought I did, but I didn't. And it kind of annoys the piss out of me there. So I may have to go find it on like GameStop or see any like sales or have.
Cool.
PlayStation's dropping a lot of sales.
Is it like Tomb Raider? It kind of has that vibe, like just looking at it, like Tomb Raider from BC era or something.
Kind of, not really.
Okay,
It's
she has a bow and arrow.
Big booty dick. I know, but we're on a podcast now. I already got yelled at for playing
Big
Arceus.
Booty Dandy. We have been playing Skyrim, Pokemon Arceus, and been feeding to Woody. Where have you been? And Tony's been making Russian accounts to take usernames to Raiders of the Lost Ark.
Yeah. We already have our first account, which is Vom Red. That's one of our accounts.
So you gotta speed it up. You got any news, Josh?
Bart is taking over. He has
Brody, what's the news?
I don't know what the fuck he's doing. Sorry if I'm like kind of distracted. This bird's fucking all over the place. He's on my computer.
Hey man,
right
I love it. I love it.
I got one more thing. What's it called? Something quick and stupid. So the card game that I like to play is finally dropping its second installment soon, and it's adding more characters. As the Universe's My Hero Academia card game.
Oh,
And
cool.
we're finally getting Endeavor into the game, and then a few other enhanced, the same characters from the first batch, but they just gave them new character cards with newer, different abilities, and all that other stuff. And maybe some villains. They haven't announced villains yet.
It's like a physical My Hero card game, like physical cards.
Yeah, this is like legit card stuff.
Oh, that's awesome.
Oh, that's cool.
So, like, I'm still waiting for them to actually start giving me original artwork instead of just snippets from the show and everything. But
it'll probably
it's
come
still
later
fun.
on.
Yeah.
Well, if you get a character card, let's see if I got a character. You should have a character card here. Here we go. Here's a character card. And this is like the only other like their own artwork thing that they do. Is that character card? Like stuff. But that's really it.
That's dope.
Is it like a battle game or just collecting?
Yeah, it's a battle game. It's like let's take Magic. Not gonna go super in depth. It's like Magic, but you do instead of like summoning creatures with your foundation, you check the top card of your deck, and you try to check for this number here for the card you're playing. You're trying so you're getting this is a 6. You use this number on the bottom to check that 6. If you can't check it properly, you use your foundation instead to help you get by. Yes. No.
Have you made your
So,
Magic
yeah,
deck
exactly.
with Crispy?
I'm still working on it.
You guys are playing Magic?
So
Well,
we'll tell you after the podcast because it's a
it's a long story.
Okay.
I used to play back in the day, but I don't play anymore. Like Jerry said, we'll fill you in more. I mostly now collect, but
I
they
also
just
collect.
dropped
Nice.
lately. There's a few months, like in the last few months, they dropped the newest expansion to
It's
Magic. It's the
vampires
Dungeon and
and
Dragon.
werewolves.
No, Dungeon and
Oh,
Dragons.
okay.
Oh yeah, and the
Dungeons and Dragons. They're doing the pre-releases for it right now.
Oh, there's a
They're
new.
like
I remember the
boxes.
first D&D one. I remember the first D&D one with I forget what it was called. They added the thing where you could have like the classes.
Yeah. It's basically the same thing, but you keep getting every time you get an expansion, like the pre-release box, they give you dice. So I have like a collection.
His apartment and steal them.
I'll take back the Elder Scroll too.
Yeah.
Take.
I'm gonna tell him.
Taking the Elder Scroll.
Oh god.
Yeah.
Jerry knows about the Elder Scroll nonsense.
Oh yeah.
Too much.
So did
So anyone else have any news?
No, I'm done.
No. So I guess we're gonna move on to the show.
I got nothing else.
Big booty dandy. I was napping is not an excuse. I just noticed that now. You can't. No, that's not an excuse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wizard is never late.
Got to do better.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Wizard is never
Get on the
late.
ball.
You can't take naps
gotta
every
be here.
day, big booty dandy. You got to be here. Do you think we take naps every day? Hell no, we don't.
We're always preparing for the podcast. I'm always getting the
never
intro
sleep.
ready.
Yeah.
But take us away, Tony.
Okay. So for the episode of the show, I decided this was a show that was pretty hyped up to me called Odd Taxi. I didn't really know much going in. How about Josh? How about you take us away on this?
Oh fuck. Okay.
Unexpected me.
So Odd Taxi is about I almost said a hippopotamus, a walrus. A walrus who drives around different people around, I guess, around Tokyo, Japan, and everyone's animorph, and they're all different animals throughout the city of Tokyo. And he's an odd taxi driver. They call him an odd guy, and I guess he wants to cut the crap with the generation gap for some reason. He listens to cassette tapes, and the police have information about a baboon that he might have seen. I guess the baboon is a bad guy, and he punches people in the face. And I don't really know what else to say. Oh my god. And yeah, he's trying to. I guess the police are trying to get information out of his desk cam, not desk cam, his dashboard.
Dash cam.
Yeah, his dash cam, and that's all I could tell you because I don't know what else was going on.
Okay.
How close was I? Was I pretty accurate?
You missed a few things, but that was you weren't wrong on anything.
You forgot about the medication stealing monkey guy and all that other stuff.
Yeah,
it's okay.
Right.
So I just want to preface this conversation by saying I heard that this was like a mystery thriller, and I was trying to find an anime to pair with the movie because the movie's a thriller. I heard this was super hyped up with 2020, like a new anime. I did not realize how slow of a burn this show was. I thought we would get a little bit more from episode 1. It starts pretty slow. I watched episode 2. It's also pretty slow. Yeah, that's a bird.
Okay, so this show is just oh god, I don't know. It's a bird. It just
the artwork for the show, I loved it a lot because it looked like you took a cartoon, like a little 2D cartoon, and gave it more of a pop in 3D. Because all the color schemes, the scenes, the imagery, Like even down to some of the smaller details that you could kind of see like animated in. I loved all of it. That was probably my favorite thing. The walrus I hate because I'm like it's like watching a 4-year-old try to talk to a Harvard lawyer.
Yeah.
And it's nothing against him because I'm like, okay, so he's obviously has, he's got something else going on because he's talking to this closet which might have a dead body in it. We don't know. But he does have an air of mystery because all these other people who know him are like, he was abandoned by his folks. He's been on his own since he was 4. So, obviously he's got some type of, insecurities and anti-socialism and just other things about him. But I'm like, Jesus Christ, dude, show some emotion.
There's no emotion. He gave up.
I agree.
Yeah. Yeah.
Dennis, bird.
He has. He definitely has some boomer energy to a large extent.
But he wanted to cut the generation crap. He was like against, separating the generation. So I didn't understand what he was trying to say or what his like.
Yeah, because he didn't understand the phrase "go viral," and I'm like,
yeah.
Even if you don't understand the phrase "go viral," that's just the modern iteration of it. Because that's, going viral is the same thing as 15 minutes of fame.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, so he's not up to date with lingo, but I'm sure he understands the same basic concept.
The thing is, like, with this character, it's like I would say the show would have been better for us if it was dubbed and for us to have more. I get it. We all some of us don't like to read the sub and all that stuff, and we miss a few things. I am a person that ends up like doing that, but like this show was just the walrus needs to be like more updated. Like with Jerry, I like the artwork and everything. It kind of reminds me more of like a childhood, like a child's book that like gets like upgraded to like an actual like animated thing for us to watch. But like it just, I don't know, like he's just grumpy. Like he can't he doesn't want to like, I don't know. I just can't. The walrus is not doing it for me. And after last time in Skyrim, walruses are not. I'm not a big fan of walruses anymore. Yeah, but
I definitely think that if they set the pace a little too slow for me, because at some moments it was just like dead in the water, especially like when he was first in the taxi with the hippopotamus or whatever the hell that thing was. And I'm like,
yeah,
okay, this character is really talking to him, but he's just like, he's having a loading screen moment, you know, and I'm like, okay, that's a bit it's not weird. I just think it's unusual, and I'm like, you could have some decency to talk back to him because this is the reverse. Most time people don't even talk to the taxi driver.
Yeah.
No.
So I'm like, okay, this is a unique flip, but where else is this gonna go outside of that? Like, it was cool when they took the selfie and it did go viral, and he made up the little story about the taxi driver saying like, oh, let's take let me see your phone so we can take a picture and it'll help make you feel better. And I'm like, okay, that's cool, but what else you got going on here, buddy? I
liked with the selfie that they revealed the information like that the baboon was in that vicinity, like during that when they took the selfie, because he's in the background. So I'm like, oh, maybe it going viral will gain more traction on like that this baboon's on the loose. I don't even know if it's a baboon. It looked like a baboon. It was definitely
I think it's a baboon.
Yeah.
I assume it's a baboon.
That's
but the one thing is like there's a part with the
I don't want to be specious.
The dog cops. There were dogs, right? Whatever the cops.
I think so.
Right?
Yeah.
I think they were dogs.
Yeah, I thought
They
that
were
it would
cops,
start
yes.
picking up with them, so like it would go off. It would go off track of the main like character and do their own little side like investigation thing, but that didn't get far. We just started getting more of the hospital guys, like the doctors and everything,
Yeah.
and having whatever happening with them. And I was like, this is gonna get interesting, but it didn't get interesting for me.
Yeah.
And then it went to like the scenery in the restaurant, and there's eating at the restaurant with the other monkey guy, and I'm just like,
He's a
what
gorilla.
the fuck?
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Yeah, I think
No,
this
there's another.
episode-
I know the gorilla is the doctor, but there's another like this, like the.
Oh, like a
Hyena.
snow monkey.
It was another
Yeah.
monkey. He was eating
Yeah.
eating at the
Oh, yeah,
restaurant
yeah.
too. And
He was
like,
on Tinder.
He's the one that was stealing medication. He was
Hmm.
stealing medication, bro, and they like didn't know. No one knew he was stealing medication from them. So like this,
I thought
Yeah.
he was a hyena personally.
was he?
hyena.
He looked like it to me.
Who,
I
the
don't know.
monkey? He was looked like
Yeah.
a snow
Let me
monkey.
see this
The
thing.
Tinder
Let me go
guy?
back.
The guy who was on
Yeah,
Tinder
the
was
Tinder
like-
guy.
If he was a snow monkey, I need to start wearing. But I swear he's a hyena because he had like a furry face and the snout.
He was totally a monkey.
Yeah.
I don't know. Whatever.
This
whatever
guy!
you-
Yeah.
Oh, he is
That
a snow
guy.
monkey. Jesus Christ!
yeah, Jerry. Whatever you
Are
took
you
before
talking
you
about
watched
the
the show,
baboon
I wish
guy?
I had that.
Yeah, it might have made this episode a little better.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Then we
I
got
feel like
this is the main
oh
villain.
yeah, the
Yeah.
baboon that punches
He's definitely
people.
a baboon.
Yeah.
And then we got Senior Gorilla. Like
I don't even remember that. I don't even remember that guy, to be completely honest.
He was
with
like
you.
in the office or whatever.
yeah,
You're talking about Bruce
Yeah, the doctor,
Springsteen.
Yeah, the Bruce.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Bruce Springsteen. No,
Oh,
no,
yeah.
no, no. Bruce
I didn't
Springsteen, not a
understand
good
Yeah.
I didn't understand that bit. I was like, okay.
We didn't
Yeah.
need
Said
that.
it
We did
wrong.
not
I'm gonna-
need Bruce
No.
Springsteen bit.
I'm gonna be
Yeah,
honest
that
with
was
you.
kind of weird.
With
It was just
Yeah.
thrown in there.
I watched another episode of the show, and they do that a little bit. They
Bless
try to
you.
do like banter back and forth between characters, and it's like sometimes it's funny. Like in the second episode, I kind of laughed at one thing, but I think to Matt's point, I kind of struggle with comedy in subs. Like the comedic timing is on when you're reading
the
it.
timing is off. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's true.
I found when I watched a little bit of Konosuba. I don't know. I don't really like the show, but when I read the subs, like I was like, this isn't landing because there's no comedic timing when you're reading subs. 'Cause,
Yeah, that's true.
it just doesn't work for me. So I think that's kind of part of the problem.
It's almost
I
better
know
if
Matt's
you're reading,
probably.
like, if you're reading like a joke on
I'm
off the
depressed.
book. If it would work better if you like could read it in your own pace, like if you're reading
Yeah.
from a book or something, because then you could like kind of pace it out in your own head. But once it's like on screen, you're looking at what's going on at the same time. You're definitely gonna miss a lot of the context for sure.
It's like
Yeah.
a punchline from Jay Leno.
Hey, I'm Jay Leno. Look at my
Tony?
cards.
Tony.
Hey, look
Yeah.
at the size of my fucking chin.
Yeah.
Tony.
Yeah.
With Konosuba, there is dubbed. There is fucking dubbed.
No, there
Watch
is
the
dubbed.
fucking dubbed.
When I
There
watched
is dubbed.
subs,
Please
I-
watch the dub.
No,
Please
no,
watch dub.
I know.
It'll be better
A lot-
for you.
A lot of my friends are like super into subs, and they're like, "Oh, if you're not watching the subs, you're not watching it right." And like,
No,
I think
those are
sometimes-
stupid.
Oh, sorry.
whoa.
I forgot.
Got a hold of the stream.
Yeah. No, I put him
when
back.
I-
He was biting me. I
Yeah.
was done with him.
He's being bitey.
Yeah.
No,
I-
I
that's
gotta
all.
hate those anime fans. I kind of like try to push aside because I got a lot of friends that are like that. But I just tell them like, dude, this is how I'm gonna.
Yeah.
It's snowing.
Yeah.
Yay.
If you like dubs, you like dubs. If you like dubs, you like dubs.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's how it rolls. You can be that person that likes to bounce between them because
Yeah.
like
Yeah. I
dubbing
feel like-
does have bad actors and then subs
Yeah.
do have better actors, but as you have to read.
I feel like dubs work better for like action or something, because like when there's like, you know, they say like one line of dialogue and then they fight like immediately after. I think that's fine.
Oh yeah,
but with
dubs have
with
really
like
great one-liners.
yeah. But with dubs and comedic timing, that's kind of rough.
It's dubs with comedic timing is pasta.
Like what kind of like him talking about Konosuba, the comedy gold in with the dubbing is like there.
Yeah, I watched it dubbed and subbed, and I can agree with what Matt's saying. That's one that if for the comedy, you definitely need the dub because it'll just go right over your head.
And watch the movie. The movie is fucking priceless.
Movie?
Oh yeah,
what movie?
The show we're talking about has a movie. No, Autopsy doesn't have a movie.
No.
Oh god, the movie. It's so good. I read that. Actually, I read that show's mangas. I'm almost done. They're slowly dropping. They're slowly picking back up.
What show are you talking about? I don't even know what you're talking about.
We're talking about better damn show. We're talking about better show.
I thought we were talking about fucking Walrus Taxi, man. You're talking about some other fucking show.
We're talking about a better show.
See, you drive off topic and then no one knows what the fuck you're talking about.
We're sorry.
Oh, I love the movie. What movie? What the fuck are you talking
about? I'm trying to help your cousin.
Yeah.
Okay. Sure. You're not helping us. So Tony,
what
do you want me to do?
Yeah.
What you add a little bit more context since you watched multiple episodes of this. Does it like actually like get better as it progresses? Like, do you get more wrapped in the mystery? Because I didn't even know there was a mystery when you picked this. I was trying to figure out what the correlation was with this and the next choice that we're gonna do, Blowout. And I was like, well, what is the connection to this? But now I understand.
From what I still haven't gotten far enough. I watched 2 episodes. The second episode ends with a twist where like, okay. But from what I've heard, it introduces a bunch of characters. Everything that happens, everyone that's introduced is important. They're all connected together, and there's like an overarching mystery. And I think it probably has to do with like they talked about like a kidnapped like high schooler in like the beginning of it, like that they're looking for. I think it has to do with that. I think there's like a big overarching mystery. I still haven't gotten far enough.
He's
to, like, where it's
definitely got her in a body bag in that closet.
He was a little suspect talking to the closet.
That was What was that?
Because when he started doing that, I was like, okay, maybe maybe this is just like a bit, you know, like people will like act like they're, you know, slow and, you know, mentally handicapped when really they're like, okay, I'm gonna kill you, turn you into a sofa, and I'm gonna torture you in the basement and make a jacket out of your skin.
Oh, that's what Ed Gein did. That's what Ed Gein did in Wisconsin.
Oh yeah,
it's not too out of the realm.
It's like Tusk but animated.
Yeah.
Oh, with the walrus.
Oh, the walrus is Tusk.
If you're gonna act like a walrus,
and he's playing the part of a walrus.
Oh my god,
he's acting stupid, but behind closed doors, he's an apex predator.
Like in Skyrim.
I wanted to read Big Booty Dandy's comment. Walrus Taxi Man equals SeaWorld on wheels. So is that accurate, Tony?
I have no idea.
You're the expert here. I don't know.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
You're our expert, Tony. You can just lie to us.
Yeah, it sounds great. No, I watched a little bit of a video that talked about it and like was praising it a lot, and they were like, "Oh, there's a lot of Tarantino like dialogue. Everything connects in the end." And even that person mentioned like the first episode, you watch it, you forget about it, you watch something else, and then the guy was like, "Yeah, I went back and I was like, you know, I'm gonna give it another shot," and he was like, "Wow, this was crazy." So I saw that and I was like, "Oh shit, everyone's gonna hate this." because we're only watching the first episode. And
Yeah.
I don't hate it, but the pace for it definitely turned me off from it.
yeah.
But the closet, it's that thing about the closet
Yeah.
that makes me want more.
It's R.
Yeah.
Kelly, dude.
Yeah.
R. Kelly.
Trapped in the closet with
I feel like you have
Yeah.
to watch like the
Closet.
first 5 episodes to really get
Yeah,
if you would like it or
definitely.
not. And
Oh,
we just watched
Tony,
this
do
one.
we? Tony, do we get like the backstory of like why he hates the cops, the walrus guy?
I'm sure at some point, but episode 2 was honestly it introduced. I feel like this isn't spoilers. It shows like how they were talking about like the K-pop band on the radio, like
Yeah.
they're not. K-
Yeah.
I guess it's J-pop. It introduces them as characters, and then it starts to like expand on more relationships, and then there's a couple twists, but like I think it's like a show that slowly unravels like what everything means by the end of the show. So honestly, very bad show to review off of one episode. So I'm sorry for picking it.
no, Tony, it's okay.
It's all right.
This was definitely a
Yeah.
switch up.
Yeah.
There's a wild card.
Because watching it reminded me of a Netflix anime, Agretzko, and it's like the story of this office worker, and it's like by day she's just this overworked, underpaid, underappreciated office worker, and at night she's like this heavy metal karaoke singer that'll just eat your head off. And I'm like, what kind of damn show is this? And it's got like 2 specials and 4 seasons.
Yes.
Oh my God.
Yes. I still need to pick back up. I'm on I finished season 2, but I never picked back up. Yeah, no, that's a good show. If this show had that pacing for like the way that show was going, it would probably be way better.
Yeah.
A lot better. Because the pacing for that show is like it's slowish with The Office because like it's showing you the office setting, and then after hours is speed rushing you. Because that's like now she's actually living her life properly that she wants to do, and all this other shit.
Yeah, I've heard really good things about that. I feel like Netflix has been killing it with their anime. Like lately.
I have a strong recommendation from a Netflix anime. I just have to find the movie for it. But that's for later.
It's not a show we've seen.
Say,
it's not
then there's
the house husband one. It's not that. It's a different one.
It's a different one.
Okay.
And I actually, while I was at my local bookstore, I saw that they had like the first like 5 or 6 volumes of House Husband and like a box set.
Oh, nice.
I was like,
you have a box set?
I don't have the box set for it. I showed you what I got.
I know, but in general, they have a box set.
I think they just put all of them together and somebody just put a box around it.
Makes sense.
Got it. Another show that's like kind of like this animal universe thing. It's on Netflix too. It's actually pretty good. It's not bad. It's called BNA, Brand New Animal. And it's basically this universe of where humans and animal people coexist. But it's kind of like humans don't like the animal people, so they all live in their own little city. But there's a murder mystery. There's like a mystery going on in that universe too, where actually like, they're trying to figure out what's going on, what's causing issues inside the city. It's not bad and it's faster pace. If you want to try that one out.
Yeah.
Okay, I just want to see comment on what Dennis was saying. It's Berserk, and I don't know if it's an anime.
Yeah, Berserk's good.
Yeah, Berserk's good. It's definitely one of those where you need to only read it if you have the stomach.
Oh, really?
Because it's really graphic and like in a very literal sense.
Yes.
Because when it first got released, because I told Crispy like the movie I was gonna use for Halloween, but I changed it up because I was like, I don't know how Josh might feel about this particular scene in the movie.
Now I want to know.
Bad. No. We'll talk off screen.
Okay.
But I will say this, like when Berserk was like still in circulation, it was banned from certain countries, and like you had to go to like specific bookstores to find it because it's
crazy.
It's intense. It
like
Tony, have you ever watched Evangelion?
Yeah, I did. I watched a little bit of Berserk, the '90s Berserk too. I watched.
Okay, so then you know what I mean. Then
I think I do. Are you talking about with Griffith?
Dennis, no.
Yeah. It's that, and then there's something else. Like,
oh really? I don't know.
Like another big arc later, and I'm like, Jesus.
Yeah, it gets.
It gets dicey. But that's it. We're not gonna go about it.
What's grape? What is that?
Don't worry about grape.
Don't listen to Dennis.
Don't worry about
Dennis is being
Don't worry about grape. Don't worry about it.
He's talking about a fruit.
I know what you mean, but
yeah, it's a fruit.
Okay, fine.
Dennis, we're not talking about fruit.
Horse grape. Oh my god.
Yes, Dennis. Horses like to eat grapes.
No, what did I say? No. Jerry did intrigue me by the movie that he was gonna pick, and he kept on telling me he's like, it's really good, but it's really bad at the same time, and he really wanted to use it for Halloween. So he ended up telling me what one. I'm glad we kind of didn't. Like, I'm sad, but I'm glad we didn't do it because the movie is really great until certain spots.
Why didn't we?
like,
Now I want to watch it. What the fuck? Now I want to know what it is.
We'll talk, like I said, after.
We'll talk off screen.
Okay, you could just save it for
fine.
a different pick or something too. We could always save it.
No.
All right, Matt says no.
No, let's not talk about it.
All right, Tony, get into the ratings.
All right, let's get into it. I think I don't know. I'd have to give Odd Taxi episode 1 a hopeful 7. Hopefully, something starts happening soon.
Yeah. A hopeful 7. Yeah.
Yeah.
A hopeful 7.
Yeah, they will.
I'm gonna give Odd Taxi a solid 6. It wasn't horrible. It did bore me a little bit, but it's the first episode of a slow burn. And the first episode of a slow burn, it just sets up the universe.
Yeah.
I'm in the middle. I think there is room further on, like when they start explaining things like, oh, like you thought it was this that was gonna happen with the closet, but really, it was something else, just drastically different. And who knows?
I'm gonna follow suit with Jerry with that. I'm gonna go with a 6 too because, yeah, it is a slow burn. If you do have the patience, you can go probably watch it here and there slowly, but in a decent amount of time, so you can keep yourself remembering the storyline that from that last episode.
Yeah.
But like, hopefully the episodes start picking up and then slowing down more. And I will be more appreciative if they actually did a dubbing for this one, so it'd be a lot easier instead of just being like, all right, I'm just gonna read this whole fucking thing that I'm already bored about, and it's gonna make me bored reading you right now. But like I said before, I did enjoy the artwork. The artwork's good. The characters, they're kind of like they're there. It's just I want to see what's going on and where they piece them all together at one point, other than just like Bruce Springsteen. Okay, we're eating ramen. We're eating taxi. I hate you, cop. Okay. I don't need this. I need more connection points. But like we only watched the first episode, and I feel like now Josh, when I pick an episode like in the middle of the season, I kind of feel there for some reason. But
I definitely understand how Josh feels.
Like now I do, but like it's the first episode though. But like at one point, I have a feeling like it will lead somewhere good, like Tony was saying.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna give this a 5. It has room for growth, like everyone was saying. Anime is not really my thing. I'm not saying I'm against it, but I'm not really a diehard anime fan. I'll watch it. There's some I do enjoy. I just don't know where to really look. I would recommend, if you're gonna watch the show, I would recommend at least watch the first 3 episodes just off the bat. See if you like it. Then, if you're into the mystery, go ahead and keep watching it. But this is a hard show to kind of just watch the first episode and really give it a rating or a review. So I don't really want to give it. I can't really say anything, so I'm just gonna give it a middle of the road 5 because I don't really know. So there you have it.
Dennis, learning Japanese is difficult.
Dennis, you learn Japanese.
It probably did.
Oh yeah,
he's just on Google. Copy words.
No, Akira. There you go, Josh. You gotta watch Akira. If you don't like that, then you just don't like the genre. That's a very good
Akira
movie.
was a really popular movie back in, I think, like the 90s when it came out.
Okay.
I think so, something like that.
Yeah, something like that.
We
It
gotta
said
have
in
Bennett-
this.
We got Dennis on for that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I think the studio spent.
about this one.
I think the studio spent like so much money on the animation. It's gorgeous. It's like a gorgeous movie that they like bankrupted themselves like so hard to make that movie, and it was worth it. Like it
It's a
looks so
movie?
good. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. It's a really popular like 90s movie.
So Jerry, you're explaining it. It's like a Blade Runner kind of thing.
It's been a long time since I've watched it, but it definitely is a different feel for a movie than what you would expect in a dystopian future.
Am I gonna get depressed?
Always. Crispy, I can give you a depressing movie to watch anime related.
No, I already know. I already know too. I know where you're going with this one. I'm not watching Fireflies.
I didn't say Fireflies.
I know you did. I know you did.
I didn't say that. I was going to say something different.
I do want to watch
say
that.
then.
That's actually something I want to watch, though. Oh my god!
But Tony, take us away.
Oh yeah. Okay, so
Matt,
for our feature presentation is Blowout. This is a movie I'm a big fan of. I watched it the first time last year. It's directed by Brian De Palma, the director of Scarface. Wow, there we go. Scarface. I had to pull the shirt off for that. Scarface, Carrie. What else? Carlito's Way. There's a bunch of others. He's a good director. It's starring John Travolta as Jack and Nancy Allen as Sally. Yeah, Sally. So, Jerry, do you want to take us away on this one?
So, John Travolta is a witness to what he believes was just a misfortunate car accident where somebody careened off the side of a road and into the river. He is recording sounds in nature for a film he's working on. And along the way, he realizes that there was more involved in that car accident than what he initially thought. And, okay, I'm going to say this. I don't like John Travolta, but this was a good movie he was in. I liked John Travolta in this movie. Everybody else was stupid. This is my third John Travolta movie I've watched, and I liked it in bits and pieces. And there's not a whole lot of dislikes, but how some of the people were acting, I'm like, how could you be this stupid? It was more of like, how does common sense just go out the window for a government official? Because when the police came in and they were talking to him, and he was like, just forget what you saw. And I'm like, okay, this was obviously a political assassination. This was, that's obvious.
Yeah.
Yep.
So everybody else was like, oh, well, this isn't a political assassination. He was just, DUI, drunk driving, and he fell asleep behind the wheel and some bullshit. No,
he did not have
that
a
man had a hit on him. And he was like, oh, well, we're going to fucking give him this woman to ruin his chances of running for president. John Travolta was smart. I was like, yes, John Travolta, pull out the big brain cards. He was like, hold on, because he kept rewinding, his audio from his prehistoric phone recorder, cassette tape thing, deck, whatever, 8-track, and he's like, hold on. And then he kept rewinding to when the car went off before it ravine. He was like, that's a fucking gunshot. Something's going on here. And he literally pieced the whole thing together by himself as like just a regular civilian. I'm like, yes, John Travolta, yes.
Mm.
And then the woman, what was her name? Nancy, Shelby?
I think
generic
Nancy
white girl
was the
name.
actor name. I think
Sally.
Sally.
Yeah.
Nancy
Generic
was
white girl
actor.
name.
Yeah.
She was. I in the beginning, I'm like, okay, they sedated her, so she's gonna be a little loopy.
Yeah.
But she was just ditzy the whole time. I'm like,
oh yeah,
because when she some of the things she was saying, I'm like, I was thinking to myself, you can't be that slow to the draw to figure out that you're being played and you got set up. You were just a cog in the wheel, and you were expendable. I mean, shoot, her best bet was just running away with John Travolta.
yeah.
Like,
Her best bet was to get on the train. Fuck John Travolta. Just get on the train. She had the money.
exactly.
She should have went.
Yeah, get on the train. You know what I
went.
mean? Like, John Travolta wasn't gonna,
John
do
Travolta held her
further.
back. She could have fucking lived. This is the fucked up thing about this movie.
You got her
John
killed for a
Travolta was
date.
the cause of her death.
John
that is
Travolta
true.
was an anchor to this woman's, like, she's, oh god, her character is the worst character out of them all. But like, she could have got out scot-free with the fucking money and left. But John Travolta's like, no, we gotta tell the story. We gotta tell the story.
Yeah.
John, I will say this:
Just leave it alone.
John Travolta
Just-
did make me upset, just for the sheer reason that he had a job as a sound effects editor for this film he's working on, and he's just putting this film. Obviously, it's a horrible film, but he's putting this film on the back burner to solve a murder. I'm like, that's what they pay detectives for. You negligent asshole.
Yeah. Those are some trashy
I want to
movies,
take a
though.
pause. I want to take a pause for a second. We are speaking Japanese up in this chat.
I know. I don't know what's going on in the chat.
I don't even
I'm
want to know.
starting a train of you added to it, and now Big Booty Danny's adding to it. Oh no!
All I wrote was Dennis doesn't know Japanese.
Let me just write fuck. But no, this whole, oh my god, this movie hurt me. It really did hurt me watching this movie. Like, I'm with Jerry. Actually, I'm not a big fan of John Travolta. I didn't walk in there saying I fucking hate John. I hate him. I don't like this movie because I hate him. I said I'm gonna try this fucking movie. I'm gonna try to watch it. Maybe it impressed me. Actually, I'm watching the movie. I'm like, all right. It's neat that he's an editor, like Jerry said, like, and all that stuff, and it's neat that he's doing the scanning, and then he's becoming a detective, and then like all this other stuff. Then he's falling in love with this prostitute that doesn't want to fucking be there. Like, this just gets worse and worse, and like all the additional characters coming in play, it's just like, what the fuck? I kind of want to rewrite the movie actually myself.
Like, what characters? There was not really any additional characters. It was just like him and her, like throughout the whole movie. So
No,
there was,
they added additional characters.
There was Carp.
It was him, her, the
guy that
the
tried
guy
to take advantage of her.
yeah, the guy who, like,
I don't even know his name. He
recorded
was just
the
a
footage.
greaser that
Yeah.
had the original footage.
And
Yeah.
everybody spoke in monotone. Everyone was in monotone the whole time. Where there was supposed to be should be some more attitude in the voice or screaming. There isn't. And I'm like really concerned about when they're saying the dialogue, like, why are you giving me attitude? She didn't give you attitude. She just said, don't, leave me alone. Leave me alone. There's no attitude. I just want attitude. Give me attitude more.
Are you talking about when the actresses are trying to scream?
No,
That's the whole point of that.
it's
No,
just
that was
the
not
movie.
me.
The whole movie's monotone.
Everyone else.
Everyone else, I like that in the fake movie in this movie, their actresses suck dick and just like that. It's really horrible.
Yeah.
And that's good. I'm like,
hilarious.
that's perfect. I like that. That was good. But everyone else is just so monotone, and I'm like, fucking razor.
Yeah, because the director's like,
come on.
Jack, you're supposed to be working on this Scream. We've got interviews. Where are you? He's like, and John Travolta's like, hold on, I'll get right to it. I'm like, show some pissed offitude or something.
Yeah.
Jesus,
Dude,
man.
I'm working my best. I'm working around the fucking clock. Leave me the fuck alone, you piece of shit. You get off your ass. Something else.
Yeah, that's how they talked back in 1980.
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah. And then, like, I was just watching this. Oh my god, it just hurts me. Like I kind of wanted to wish that John Travolta is just having this illusion that he's actually doing the shooting and this other stuff that was happening and all this other, like, it was just so, I don't know. I had so much other expectation for this movie in my head that I could have went down a path of, but it just kept
I had
snowballing.
I
I just felt like we should have got off the prostitute. Like,
I had no expectation for this movie, so I didn't know what the fuck to expect.
like
I really
like, when I
enjoyed it.
started watching, I was getting expectations. I was trying to, when I'm watching, I was trying to get expectations of having it like, oh, is this, maybe this can happen, maybe this is gonna happen, maybe this is all in his head, and this why everyone's so monotone. There's probably everything in his head that's happening. No, it's not. Everything's just real time. And then the ending pissed me off the most.
The monotone. I didn't really notice.
You didn't notice it at all.
I didn't.
It was the whole movie.
I didn't either.
It
but I
was
think
for
John
some
Travolta
characters.
Kind of whack.
It was throughout the whole movie with some of these characters. They're all
Dennis,
monotone.
we don't speak
Even
Russian.
the part when
What's happening in our chat right now?
there's the part when the woman is getting like when she shows up back at her whatever pimp got
Her
help.
Motel 4.
Yeah, dude, and he's like trying to take advantage of her because she's distraught and drinking, and like there was just like stop, and then like out of nowhere, bottle hits him in the head, and I'm like, yo, what the hell?
I really hated
should be
him
more screaming.
because of how greasy he looked.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean,
He
I feel like
really
that's
just
funny.
bothered me the most out of everyone. And it wasn't even like the man played his character good. Like, don't get me wrong. But I'm just like, God, he's just so like if I saw this man on the street, if he was getting mugged, I wouldn't help him.
No.
I would probably help the robbers and be like, oh, hold on, what's this guy doing to you? Oh, he owes you some money. I'd get in on it and beat the hell out of him.
Yeah.
You give him his money. Give him your money.
I thought it was funny when she goes to the house the first time, or his apartment the first time, and he's like practicing what to say. He's like, "Oh, I'm just chilling," and then she like walks up to the door. He's like, "Oh, who is this?" He's just like, I don't know. I thought that was funny. There's a few little.
It's like he forgot his lines.
Yeah, exactly. He's preparing, and she shows up, and he's like, who is this?"
Yeah, I did like that. I like that. He's trying to like
the beginning of the movie.
set it up. Yeah.
The beginning of the movie definitely made me feel like I was gonna watch something else. I was like, oh, maybe John Travolta is gonna walk in on a murder or something as a pizza guy, or just whatever.
A pizza guy,
my friend.
I mean, it's 1980s. They still delivered pizzas. There wasn't Uber Eats back then.
That's what I was expecting too. Like
Yeah.
I texted Tony when the intro was happening. I was like Halloween because I was like totally a Halloween homage with the point of view and like him like
Dennis. We don't speak German either.
But he's falling on a knife, and then like you get the one shot in the intro where he looks in the mirror and you see the killer, and it looks just like Stephen King. I'm like, oh, that's probably a nod to Stephen King. So it was like a nod to Halloween and like Stephen King at the same time. And I like the whole like the whole decade. It just like, obviously just like 1981, but it felt like more of the 70s. I feel like the 80s didn't really start until like 1983. This definitely just felt like the 70s when I was watching it. Like they're still watching, like still having the 70s style clothes and like, the attitude. It didn't really feel like the 80s yet. Like the 80s still like come through yet. Yeah. I feel like the 80s wasn't really into its own until like 1983 is like when the 80s kind of became its own decade. I feel like that's like every decade. It's like it takes a few years so it has its own personality.
Yeah, we're not even in the 21s yet. We're still in the 20s.
Yeah, we're in the 20s.
But the one thing in the plot of this movie that made no sense to me was the hitman who killed two different women.
Mm,
I'm just thinking, like, I understood what he was doing.
He was sexually distraught.
He was setting up a pattern, but I'm like, you're an assassin. This isn't what assassins do. And I guess it's because, you know, I watched Hitman 47 and, you know, like other, you know, Hitman-esque movies, you know, over the years. But I'm like, this guy is a complete amateur and he's kind of setting himself up. Like, oh, he's got the garrote wire in the watch, you know, okay, very, you know, very secret agent. And he just killed a prostitute who just, I didn't understand why he killed the prostitute. That was the one kill that didn't make any sense to me.
She didn't give him a blowjob.
Oh, in the station.
Yeah.
Well, I think he was the original plan was for him to shoot the tire and like them not to die, them just to like stop, and then when the cops come, she's like caught in the back seat with him, but it got fucked up, and then they all died. The car went off the road.
No, I think Jerry's talking about the one in the phone booth. The
prostitute.
Well, I'm saying,
like,
he's not like an
assassin. The prostitute there.
Well, I'm saying he's not an assassin, so he's just freaking out trying to cover his tracks, just killing a bunch of women to make it look like it's like, you know.
Yeah, I think he's almost sick and sadistic at the same time. I think, like Tony's saying, he's like trying to cover himself up, and he's a fucking wacko on top of it. So I think it's just setting that up. He's almost like a serial killer on top of it. Like, obviously he's trying to frame it like it's a serial killer, but I think he's definitely enjoying it because you could see like his eyes twitching. Like, it's John Lithgow too, who's the assassin, and he's a very good actor. And like I like the little mannerisms, like when he was twitching his eye, and he looked like he was really enjoying just killing people. And I think I think it was part of like his cover and partially like him just fucking enjoying it at the same time, like how he's killing the same type of profile females throughout. So like just kind of cover his tracks, but he's like, you know, fuck it, I'm gonna enjoy it while I can, you know.
Yeah. Because it was like the first woman he mistaked for Sally. I could see it because, you know, their hair and, you know, their figure was kind of similar. So I was like, oh, that was, you know, just an honest mistake back in the 80s. Yeah. And then, you know, then he killed the woman who just gave a blowjob to the Navy guy. And I'm like, okay, that was kind of mean. You know, she's out here trying to make a living. It might be illegal, but
service.
Yeah.
She's servicing the men in blue.
Exactly.
And it just, I don't know. To me, that was just the important taste. I'm like, you could have killed anybody else. But
I have so many inappropriate jokes for that statement right there, this section of the movie.
The prostitute was definitely more mad about what happened than when she died because the Navy dude didn't even pay her the full amount. He was a quick shot and he was like, all right, here's $2, you fucking floozy.
Like, it didn't even sound like it was like that either. It sounded like he got like some incident happened in the midst. It didn't sound like he finished. And it's like, what the hell? There's $10 because you didn't do your job right. And just walked out. I felt like he got bit instead. Like, but like, I don't know. The watch thing, I like the wire thing, but every time he did that, I thought for some reason a grenade. I thought he was just pulling a cord of a grenade that he hasn't just decided to pull the whole thing yet. And I'm like, I just kept like getting confused more than I was like, oh, it's actually his murder weapon. Got it. It's not blowing. He's not going to blow people up. Okay, got it. For some reason, I like that he liked to play with the damn thing because he just had this weird tick. They had to pull this cord every couple minutes. It felt like. Yeah,
it was like a nervous twitch almost.
Yeah. He's like, he's impatient. Like, him leading Sally into the subway was like, oh, you can see it in his face, like, I just want to fucking murder you, lady. I have the tools to do this, but I have no. You keep turning around, and I keep getting in like someone's intervening. Like he was about to murder her. Like he's like had the setup right when they got to the end of the track, like the platform, and the guy comes out with the fire hose, just spraying down for some reason, spraying down a pole in the middle.
Yeah,
of the
that was weird. I'm like,
that was
is this dude on heroin? What was he doing with that
He's a
hose?
subway
pipe?
worker.
I think they're just trying to clean the
Yeah.
subway
Yeah.
or something.
Yeah.
That subway was dirty. He was just wasting his time.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't,
You can't
It might-
say it, Billy. You just gotta
it was-
give off.
yeah, it was something they did in the 80s. Who knows? You know, I never.
The
I don't
80s
know.
was the time to do whatever.
Yeah.
Tony,
thought-
I'm gonna say this to you. I asked like 5 to 10 people at my job if anyone knew this movie that would been like at the time when this movie came
Oh
out,
yeah.
and they all just looked at me and said, "What movie?"
Yeah.
And then I had one person actually, and he's younger than me, actually say he knows the movie, and I said, "How do you know this movie?" He's like, "Actually, my parents showed me that movie," and I was like, "Really?" And they're like, "Yeah." But the thing is, I don't remember the movie either. And I was like, you guys are hurting me.
Well,
And
I'm glad.
I learned-
I'm glad you picked this movie because it's something I would never have like picked on my own. I wouldn't even think of like to see this because,
no.
like
Yeah.
you said, it's like something a little off the radar. But I think that's what kind of made it more interesting. I was like, I know nothing about this movie. I don't want to look into it. I like went in kind of blind, and I actually enjoyed it more because of that fact. Because I almost wish I could go back and watch this again for the first time. Because you know, like the whole mystery behind it, and you find out that the Sally has like a little bit more of an insight on like what happened. She was kind of setting him up, but she wasn't like trying to get him murdered at the same time. And I love the whole aspect with John Travolta with his recording equipment. And then he's like, you know, he's just trying to get audio for these shitty movies that he's making. And then later on, he listens back to the audio and like he has the pencil and he goes back through the movements of like what he was like thinking and like where it was. And it was cool to see the opposite perspective. Like you saw the perspective of like down the street, and now you saw the perspective of like his visual point of view, and you saw like everyone down below and like where the car came in and where the owl was and the frog. And I like that aspect a lot. And it showed like more behind the scenes of kind of like how movies are made without like being a movie about movie making. It's more of a murder mystery. And I thought that idea was very unique, and I would have never even thought of that. And like the whole wire aspect where he's listening to Sally's like screams and you know, calls for help, but he has no idea where she is. He's just trying to follow the clues and you know, like to find out that she's completely helpless, and at the same time he's completely helpless, just to find out like where the fuck she is. He's like, God damn it, give me a clue, Sally. What the fuck? And then he finally gets to her at the end, and he thinks he saves her. He stabs John Lithgow with like an ice pick, I think, and then he finds Sally just strangled and dead. And you're like, holy shit. And I think like, and then the fireworks, like the camera's like swooping around them, and the fireworks is such a like a pretty moment, like of celebration of the 4th of July, but like he's in the complete despair. So it's complete just positions, like what's going on around him and how he's feeling internally. And I thought that was very interesting, like how they did that. And especially like, and the whole chase where he's like driving through the parade.
Yeah.
I was like, holy shit, he's gonna fucking kill someone. I was like, oh my God.
Yeah. He's
driving maniacally.
Mm-hmm.
He just slams into a random display of
of nooses.
colonial soldiers.
Like, yeah. With
Yeah,
I don't know.
I figured you'd like the movie making aspect of this. To Mateo's point, I found this movie just because like I like Scarface a lot. I liked his movies.
Okay.
And I was like very curious, like what else has he done? And this is a smaller, a lesser, like I think it's still kind of popular, a lesser known one by this guy that a lot of people like it, but not a lot of people talk about it. I think this is also kind of a victim to John Travolta. I'm not gonna lie. I feel like if you put De Niro as the main actor of this movie, it's a little bit more well known. I feel like it gets a little further out.
Yeah,
I feel like people see. I don't think he's that bad in the movie, but I think there's some lines where he's a little rough. But I don't know.
What do they call it? I was talking with Dad about it. My dad was giving me more his like a little bit. He's not a John Travolta fan either, but he said like there's a part when he started off, he was good. Then once the 80s kicked in, he fell off.
Yeah.
And then once Pulp Fiction came out, he got the rise back up again moment. And then he just did John Travolta stuff.
Yeah,
after
I feel like this is John Travolta before his downfall because it still feels like it's the 70s at this point.
it just feels
Yeah.
like he just came out of Grease. And like, I'm like,
Yeah.
I liked him in this movie. I thought he did a decent job. I mean, there could have.
I thought he was very good.
Yeah,
I liked him in the first half. In the second half, they had us in the first half for me. But in the second half, I fell off with him.
Definitely, the chase to me is where he started falling off because he was so
the chase
like,
ruined it for me.
I gotta get this story out there. I'm like, dude, when the news anchor came to you, that you should have been like, okay, I'm gonna fucking stay at your place because there's these people after me.
Yeah.
So if something
Yeah.
happens, you already have like the copy and an original. So you can put the story out there and they'll believe you because you got 8 million people watching you every night, dude.
Yeah.
I mean, to be
then
fair, he was totally against the story at that point, so like he didn't even want to bring it out.
Yeah,
But
that's
then the parade thing was just like nonsense to me too. I get it; he's trying to get there fast as he can, but like he knows he sees the warning signs and everything, but he says, "Fuck it, I'm going through the parade. I'm just gonna risk more fucking people's lives over this one person's fucking life." And all this other shit.
Was more
he could have killed so many people.
Yeah,
I know.
So many people he could have killed, and he would have been sent to jail too. He should have been arrested too.
That's where he was.
Whatever.
Yeah, I
He
expected
should have been
that.
Can you just get
he
away with
been handcuffed into the thing? No, he can't get away with that.
Like-
He put people's lives in danger. That was reckless endangerment and almost manslaughter.
That's what I thought too.
That's what I
that's
really
what
thought
he
he was
did.
going to go to jail, and that was going to be the end of the movie. I'm like, so they basically
And then
got away
she's
with
dead.
it.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Then the ending when he gets there and he kills the fucking murderer, and Sally's there. Oh my god! If he got caught up there, he would have been freaking put away in jail too.
Yeah,
for killing two people.
Yeah, they would have thought he killed
in none
both
of these
them.
ways.
Yeah.
None of these ways.
thought-
This is why I don't like the movie more and more at the end.
I thought that made it more interesting, go, because you almost like don't know how it's going to end. Because it could have ended like that. It could have ended with either him like getting arrested and Sally's dead. Either way, Sally's dead. Like basically any ending you.
I thought he was going to get pushed into like the subway, like oncoming, and he was going to catch him in time. That was my initial thought. I was like, oh, so he's going to get fucking mowed down by a subway train.
I thought John Lithgow was going to do that to Sally. I thought he was just going to in front of us.
That was my initial thought, too. Yeah. I was like, oh, he's going to get a 2 for 1.
Yeah.
Yeah. I thought that scene was kind of funny where she's like, oh, yeah, there's all these crazy people like that guy in the subway. She's like talking to him while he's like getting the thing right. I don't know what it's called. It's like the hitman rope thing. He's getting it ready behind her. And he's like, oh, yeah, you're right. Yeah, there's a lot of crazy people out here. And she's just going on and on, like, in front of him. And you see, like, his point of view. I thought that was, like, pretty funny. There's a few things that are, like, very, very well done, in my opinion, like that.
Yeah, I thought the camera work was interesting, too, where they showed John Lithgow, like, walking through... whatever. Well, I don't know what terminal it's called at the train station. And he's like on the top floor, and you see his like silhouette walking by, and then it pans down to Sally on the ground. I thought that was cool, like how the camera movement was going on.
Dennis,
we're getting a lot.
Talk to him.
Yeah, talk to this person.
It is summoned up a
translate.
Translate to this Russian, Dennis.
Yeah, but I thought the camera movements were pretty neat. And the intro was kind of nice, subvert of your expectations because you think it's just going to be like a stupid Halloween ripoff, which it wasn't. Which I'm glad they didn't do that.
Another little camera work thing I really like. This is a De Palma thing that he does a lot. He did it in this movie called Sisters, like a lot more, like to a really crazy extent. But there's one scene where he's like in the foreground. There's a TV that's like just telling the news, like setting up the governor that's eventually killed, and then the parade, which I thought was kind of nice, like to set that all up. And he's in the background, like doing the film stuff, and then like just naturally, like that's like what the shot looks like. and then the left side cuts to him like more different shots of that, while the right side like stays on the TV. So it's like kind of a split screen, and I really like that. I thought that looked really cool.
Yeah, I almost forgot about that.
And if you watch, he has this movie called Sisters. That's like about, I forget the whole point of the movie. I forget like the main thing, but it's like about conjoined twins that are like split, and like one of them's evil or something. At a certain point in that movie, for like 20 minutes, it's split screen. So it's two things happening at the same time. Like just completely different spots in the world. And he likes to do stuff like that. He does that in Carrie too. I really like seeing that in this movie. It's like one of his little filmmaker things that I was really into.
Yeah, his stylistic choice.
Yeah.
There was a lot of very interesting camera shots that I liked. The one that I definitely didn't like was the close-ups of John Travolta's hand when he's editing like that reel. I'm like, why are we keep looking at his fucking hand? I know what the man's hands look like. Stop zooming in on his hand.
I wasn't paying attention to his hand. I was just like looking at the picture more than his hand.
Because his hand's just right there. I'm like, what? I don't want to see his hand.
It's a stand-in.
He's got a hand.
I didn't even notice that.
Yeah. The one scene, I think this is when he realizes all his tapes are deleted except the master. It spins around the room like while that's like happening.
Yeah,
I love that.
That made me
it was very chaotic.
Yeah.
It was like he's in a frenzy and a panic, like, okay, what about this tape? What about that tape? You know, it's like someone frantically looking for like an important family heirloom. And they're just
his world just
whirlwind to get it.
His world just crashed because he just lost everything that he just worked like days on instead of working on his real job, but worked on for days.
Yeah. I think it's super effective for me because it just makes me feel really uncomfortable, and that's like what he like. I don't know. It feels like that portrays like what it's supposed to feel. Like I literally felt sick the first time I watched it because it's spinning around and around. I'm like,
it's going faster and faster each like spin.
Yeah,
too. Like around.
So what'd you guys think of the twist ending where he uses her scream as like the scream for the movie?
That was something because I liked it, but I was like, geez, and you can see like it took a toll on him to do it because he was like, well, I said I'd get him this scream, and I've been blowing him off for I'm gonna say like 2 weeks.
Yeah,
and it was like
okay.
He's like dead inside.
I would just say like I kind of like like Jerry said, he got her. They got the scream, and it's like just why like he kind of like had that face like I should not do this, but I shouldn't have done this. I should have done this. Why did I fucking do this? But at the same, he's like missing her at the same time. But at the same time, in my head, I'm like, I'd rather just have them cut the screen, the black, roll some credit, like roll some like little here and there, print, and then end it instead of having that. Because now the whole movie basically ends. I don't care if he did the ending thing with the additional adding the scream to the movie. Like the movie just ends when Sally dies. That's to me where it ends.
I think it needed that. I think it needed to show where John Travolta ended up, and like he's in complete despair. Like this girl, he's the reason for this girl to get killed. You know, she was wired as also as the other person he wired up during his police. You know, working for the police. He got him killed. So it's like, you know, a double-edged sword. Like he's still killed 2 people. Like he didn't kill him personally, but he's still responsible for both their deaths.
3 people now.
I think
3.
Well,
he has a 3 on his count.
Who's the first?
He killed the murderer.
What?
Oh yeah, he
killed the murderer. He killed the murderer.
Oh well, who cares about him?
So he has these two mental deaths to him because he blames himself, and an actual real death. Like
I interpreted the ending differently. Now I feel like I got to rewatch it because
I definitely agree with Josh. The ending was something that kind of showed like, and you see it when he talks about it the first time with Sally. He was still very much like, shaken up and had PTSD, mentioning the first time somebody died when he was using a wire. And here's the same thing again, but now he was trying to be romantically involved with this woman.
Yeah.
And so it's like, not only could if I had just went inside, could I have prevented this, but I could have also saved this young woman's life and, had her safety in mind. I could have proven the truth about this political assassination. And it's like, it's not his fault, but at the same time, he did drop the ball because he waited too late to kind of, go in and behind her and start trying to tailor, to see like, okay, this dude is not who he says he is. Let me keep something on me in case things go south. And then that's where, the chase scene happened where he almost kills the police officers, the parade employees. He commits fucking destruction of property.
Yeah.
And then he's in the back of the ambulance and he's like, I gotta go. He's sadly, it's like I'm watching fucking Rocky and he's punch drunk and he's just screaming names and he's just looking for people. And, I still think it was very fitting that he put the scream in so that way it's a constant reminder to him, like, this is what happens when you get too involved in something, when they tell you, forget about it. Because that's like if fucking Al Capone came up to you and you saw him throw 3 bodies in the river, he's like, if you don't say nothing, you didn't see me, you didn't hear me. And if I catch you around here again, you're going to be down there with him. Fucking Al Capone,
shit, man.
If Al Capone told me that,
shit.
I tell him I don't speak English. Sorry, I'm sorry.
I don't even know where I'm at.
I'll say whatever Dennis said in the chat.
Yeah.
Say whatever that is.
Yeah, I'll just say exactly.
The ending I interpreted a little differently. Now I gotta rewatch it because what I thought, from my recollection, I could be completely wrong, but I thought at the ending they still had a shitty scream at the end of it. Like during the playback, like I thought there was like a crappier from an actor.
Oh, that was the scream of Sally.
Yeah.
I put Sally in it.
I thought it was a crappy scream from one of the actresses at first, and then like the fake scream reminded him of like the real implications of like what happened. But I guess I could be wrong. That's just how I saw it. I now I got to rewatch the ending because I thought it was just like that scream just reminded him and took him back to that place where that's what he was hearing internally. But I don't know.
No, he was playing it back. He was playing it back.
Yeah, I remember that.
They cut to the
I remember
scene
that.
They go back
I remember them
room.
playing it back.
And right when like you get to the actual screaming part of her getting murdered, it's the cut of the movie, and the guy's like, "This is awesome. How'd you get this, dude? This is awesome." You just see him just like,
this chick I was trying to phone. She got fucking murdered.
Yeah.
I was there the whole time.
I got her killed.
Yeah. Why are you still here?
Yeah. I don't know. Yeah. But kind of to Jerry's point, I don't know why he made it. Like, I know why, but like, you care about that tape a lot. Like, you could at least like. I don't think the reporter is gonna. If the real reporter is gonna be mad if you go with Sally to give him the tape. Like, I don't know why she went alone. I feel like she's proven that she's not like the smartest and she could make mistakes. Yeah. Not that it's like her fault that she died.
Of dumb blondes.
Like, she was kind of like not. I feel like he should have been like, yeah, I'll go with you. Like, I don't know why she needed to go alone, but for the story, yeah, it makes sense, fine. But
At that point, she was giving him more of an issue. Like,
Yeah.
I talked to him. I talked to him on the phone and
Yeah.
everything. It's him. And it's like in monotone voice, but he's like, no, I actually met this dude. He should have called me. He should have like Jerry said, he should have like noticed the voices are different because he actually spent time with the guy more.
Mhm.
And if he was sure of that guy was not going to be that guy, he would remember the voice of the gentleman he talked to beforehand to that gentleman now and pay attention to it. And once he said, that man's voice doesn't add up, I'm fucking going in. Or he gives out a decent key word or something that doesn't fall through. I'm going in. Or when she walked in, you give it 5 minutes to walk in. I don't care. He's paying attention to these fucking takes too much. He should be paying attention to sounds better.
I don't even know what to say to that.
I don't care. This movie, I'm not a fan of this one.
I'm not talking about you, but yeah.
What is this?
All right, now we have to read this fucking comment because
What the hell is this?
So,
I'm the Joker when Batman got COVID. Me, the Riddler, and I chopped him up into soup with rice.
yeah, well, applause to that comment because I completely derailed everything we were saying. But yes,
Yeah.
that's a good comment.
I agree.
We'll show on screen. Thank you for that. I don't even know how to say hydro hose. Okay.
Oh man.
So Tony, should we get to final thoughts?
Let's wrap it up. How do we want to do this? I guess I'll start. I don't know. I really like the camera work. I think the twist in the end. I don't know. It got me. I was like, oh, that's really dark. I thought it was really dark and like, I don't know. Jack looks like super dead inside, and I was like, wow, this is that. It got me. I thought it was crazy. I thought it was super crazy. Watching it back, I think Sally's a lot more annoying than the first time I remember. Just her voice is a little grating. I think John Travolta, there was a few lines I didn't like the way he performed it watching this time back. So first time I watched it, I was like kind of awestruck and didn't pay attention to that stuff. So I might have to bump it down to a 9. But I really like this movie. I think it does the mystery really well. I think there's a lot of cool shots. I think there's like a lot of cool, interesting stuff with filmmaking. Love the montage of him like syncing the newspaper clippings to the sound, like everything. I don't know. I love it. Good movie. 9 out of 10.
You want to go, Crispy?
Crispy.
Oh, you reached the wrong way, my friend. Jerry's just being an ass.
That guy.
Ever since I flipped my camera to actually not mirror me anymore, to actually give me the right point of where I can point him properly, he's been doing this joke. So I flipped myself back so I work again properly with the group.
Okay.
So it's just him being an ass. But like I said, everyone's saying I agree with certain things with the camera work, things that happens. Like I was more invested the first half, and then once the second half happens, I fell off. I didn't want to be there anymore, and I just didn't care. I just gave up because I don't care. I was there watching. I was watching it.
You weren't in
and like I didn't like go in there saying I hate John Travolta. I wanted to give him like the fight. I was not gonna say I fucking hate him. I'm not like. So I was watching it. I enjoyed him like in the first half. Like I was like, all right, this is good. But I wish the movie would pick up fast, a little bit more faster, and the monotone would change to actually more emotions than I would have. That people would have throughout actual what's happening and this happening. And I didn't get that. It just stayed monotone throughout the movie. Then Jack's character being more cautious and not reckless gets more reckless and just falls off when he should be. It just got worse and worse down the road for me. And it's like, And then the ending, I didn't enjoy the ending either. So I like there's a lot of things like all this stuff making the movie is great. Story just once a halfway point for me just falls off. I'm gonna give it a 6.5 for me. I'm sorry.
Okay. What did you rate this, Cherry? What did you give this?
I haven't gone yet.
He hasn't
Oh,
I
you
was
haven't
gonna
gone?
get ready to go.
You go, Cherry. Yeah, you go.
This
Josh hates
movie
my answer.
definitely impressed me more than what I was expecting. It's definitely like Matt. I didn't go in this movie like, oh, great, it's John Travolta. I was like, okay, I'll give John Travolta a chance. This was still young John Travolta. So, maybe he'll do some things that impress me, which he did. He basically figured out a murder for hire political assassination. And, he did drop the ball with a few what would have been key moments where he could have made a bigger difference in the movie. But, that was just his character. And I think he played the role he was given as best he could. Camera angles, some of them I didn't care for, but a lot of it was good. Like the initial shot with him recording like the owl and stuff, and it's him, and then it's like the transparency of the owl. I was like, oh, that's fucking cool. I like that. Give me more of that. And even to when Hitman 47 was killing the women and just setting up a mysterious Liberty Bell murderer. I was like, okay, that's the first woman I understand. The second one, you didn't have to kill the prostitute. She was just trying to earn a living wage. But, if she had to die, she had to die. It was your choice. Overall, I definitely would give this movie, I'm a 7.5, but I'm leaning more toward an 8. The beginning of the movie definitely kept me interested, and I was like, okay, what's going to happen next? Because you start seeing, key figures come in like, oh, we got this guy who's doing too much digging around. We got to handle this. And, it was very interesting to see how John Travolta dealt with everyone being like, oh, there's nothing happening. You're just kind of imagining things. And he stuck true to his conviction, even though it did cost him the life of a young woman. And what really is pushing this higher for me is how he used her scream at the very end as a dub for that horrible scream that the actress was doing in the movie he was filming. And I think it just kind of serves to his character because, after she dies in the fireworks, you see him just like sitting in the snow, just kind of in a depression, like listening to the tapes. And he's like, well, she's gone. And I told my boss, I'd get him this scream. So here it is. And, obviously that scream lived on in the movie as a permanent reminder, like, oh, this was the life of somebody who got caught up in a plot that they were about to walk away from. And if John Travolta wasn't, pushing, his character wasn't pushing, like, hey, you promised me a drink. I did save your life from drowning. So I'm not saying you owe me a sucky 9,000, but at least let me take you to coffee. That was, to me, that was very impactful, especially to his character with what happened previously. And I enjoyed it a lot. So 7.5 on the border to an 8 if I watch it again.
Yeah, I agree with Jerry. I would probably give this an 8 out of 10. I might give it a higher rating at a second viewing, but I was really with the mystery the whole time, and I liked the whole audio aspect of it. Like he was a audio guy, and how he's figuring out the clues, and then he connects the newspaper clippings with the footage, and he's like, oh, there's a flash right here, and then he finally gets the actual footage, and it's like, unforgiven proof, like this is actual fact of what this is exactly what happened. And I liked that aspect of it probably the most, and especially when he's trying to find Sally when she's wired and he's just listening to her, like to her screams and her struggles, and he's trying to figure out the clues, like where she is, and you could feel the desperation in his character throughout the whole climax of the movie, because he can only get so much information from the audio cues of where she is. It's not like there's like a GoPro strapped to her. This is 1981 or whatever. But that would be too obvious. So I thought that was really cool, like the whole desperation of this character at the end of the movie. So yeah, 8 out of 10.
A nice, well-rounded dinner.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Except for Matt.
if I'm gonna just tell you,
Yeah.
if Matt didn't rate it low, it was gonna be me, because man, the last half I was like, why are you people being so idiotic? Take the damn thing to the reporter.
Yeah, they were pretty dumb about it. There was some bad decision making by the end. I do agree.
I was hoping Matt would rate it higher, so I'm like, okay, if I rate it lower, I'm not gonna feel quite so.
I mean, if you rate it how you want to.
Like, yeah, exactly.
I rated it how I wanted, but I was
pressured.
like, I wanted Matt to rate it higher, so I was like, okay,
No,
so you could dig a little bit.
Formulating my thoughts and everything.
Okay.
No.
Okay. Well, Josh is going for the outro.
No, I'm here.
Oh, okay.
Before we do outro, Jerry, you are next for.
Oh, he's not next. I'm fucking next. Fuck you, Matt. You suck. I'm next. I get the next pick. The last one I fucking had was Jack Frost, and I mentioned this to you last time. So you're wrong. Fuck you. Okay. I wanted to mention.
Always think about it.
No, you're done. I wanted to thank Hydro Hose for subscribing to BatYard Productions. Thank you for the subscription.
Thank you.
Yeah. Fuck you, Matt.
Thank you.
Wow. I feel like that was more. I forgot that he's next. Plus, he hates my ranking of this movie.
No, I told you last time, like, yeah, I get next pick. And you fucking said, yeah, oh no, Jerry goes after. No. Why? I fucking fuck you. Last fucking pick I had was Christmas. God damn it. Let me have a fucking movie. Just because I don't pick fucking anime every fucking time. That's okay. So,
oh god, Hostile.
I was trying to find the movie, but I couldn't find it. So my two choices are, for the short, it's gonna be Hey Arnold, episode Pigeon Man. That's gonna be for the short. And for the movie, it's gonna be On the Waterfront, starring people. Starring Marlon Brando. So
what's this one?
Okay.
Yeah. So On the Waterfront, starring Marlon Brando and Pigeon Man, Hey Arnold. So that's next episode. And
I think I remember Pigeon Man.
Yeah, that's a good one.
I don't remember much Hey Arnold personally.
You'll see the connection, I guess, once we get into it. But if you don't want to be spoiled for Pigeon Man, Hey Arnold, or On the Waterfront, make sure to watch those before next Tuesday, next episode.
Definitely.
And yeah, that's it.
Okay. I real quick, I want to thank all you guys for having me on, letting me host an episode. It's been fun, been great.
Yeah, no, definitely.
It's always good to have you, Tony.
It's always great when you're on here.
Yeah, don't worry. Well, next time it's Matt's choice, we'll have you pick the episode. So don't worry. So we'll do that.
Why not? I'm not against it.
All right.
Josh is against.
God damn it. Last fucking thing I had was some snowman shit back in December, and you won't even fucking let me get a movie pick. Oh my god.
Okay.
All right, Tony, close us out.
We're doing the outro? All right.
Let
me see if I remember. I don't know if I got this completely.
Well, actually, you just do the ending. You just do the ending part.
Okay.
That's all you need to know. Okay, I'll do this. 3, 2, 1. This was Josh from BatYard's Finest, sending you up, and away until next BatYard's Finest episode.
And I'm Superman's pal Matt from Gotham, and
I'm Jerry, guiding you all with Green Lantern's light, and this guy.
I'm Tony from Star City. Wait. Being super
Tell
pals
me.
one episode at a time.
All right, close enough. Yeah.
yeah, we're good.
All right, we
Thank you,
did it.
everyone,
Yay.
for
Good night,
being
everybody.
part of that endeavor, and have a good night. Goodbye.